Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning LaLa. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Justin Moyer. This is Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Also available on Apple TV, Roku, and Twitch.
And it is hashtag Wealth Wednesday, one of my favorite days of the week, not gonna lie. We come together each morning to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and we're gonna talk today about wealthy, successful, and miserable. The future of a lot of people on this life.
It's true. Hashtag Wealth Wednesday, hashtag Wet Wednesday.
Right?
Wow.
You were coming in hot.
Coming in extra litty today. Extra litty today, man. I was like 8:54.
I can still see the raindrops on you, Rob.
I can still feel them.
Thank you very much for making it.
Thanks
Good time management.
Yeah, that's right. They waste a second
Most of
a single
day,
minute. That's right.
He never does. Well, I'm so excited to welcome to the show our very special guest this morning. Hello, everyone, back in the studio. Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning. What a cool looking crew back there.
I want those jackets, not gonna lie.
Oh, I know, and look at Lee's cape. Lee Broda is in the house. She is a writer, producer. Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, guys.
Thank you so much for being here. So here on Good Morning LaLaLand, we like to know, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine like?
Wow, okay. It depends on the day, but most days I actually start with journaling. I do 3 pages of writing down kind of free flow thoughts and feelings. I do The Artist Way. I don't know if anyone knows the book.
Yes.
Nice.
I love it. And then I do a quick meditation and I go and get a workout. That's my everyday.
And then put on a cape.
There you go. Superwoman.
That is the artist way, right? Well, Mandy Macias is in the house. Good morning, Mandy.
Good morning, guys.
I'm loving that single. Oh my gosh, 16, you heard it at the top of the show. Great
so
song.
much.
So tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Mornings are rough for me. I'm not really a morning person. I'm definitely a night owl. So with mornings, I start with a big cup of coffee, and usually I cuddle my little puppy, Lexi, and if I'm feeling up to it and good, I'll work out.
If you're feeling up to it. That's okay, she's 16, she doesn't need to, right?
It's working for her.
Exactly, the creative minds and co-founders of Blonde Party is in the house. Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello, good morning.
So take a moment to introduce yourself and please tell me, how do you start your day?
Sure, yeah, so I'm Lee. This is David.
Hi, everybody.
This is Michael. Hi, guys. So Michael's from Italy, and me and David are from the UK. Me and David have 2 small daughters, so we don't have any choice. We've got to be up early every day, get them off to school, and then generally we'll come back, and then we'll catch up with Michael, because Michael lives in Italy, we live in Manchester, in England, so we have a lot of liaison to do with each other about our fashion brand, and then, yeah, we'll just take it from there. We don't have time for exercise because we're always designing clothes, and then we've got to pick the girls up in the early afternoon. So it's
honesty, we love it.
Intense
Yeah.
Yeah, and who needs to exercise when you look that good? I always say hashtag fashion
Thank you very much.
So you really showed up and to shine today, gentlemen. Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
Those jackets, I'm not
I know, right?
We're stealing those.
Pretty cool. I know. It's the hardest thing about the show. You see everybody come in with their fantastic outfits.
They're all put together.
Well, Rob, you set the bar high.
You do.
I've got to keep it with you 2 every day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to just wake up beautiful.
No, you
I
guys
gotta work at it.
So what's your one style secret, Rob? Because you always come together press, polish, perfect.
Yeah, so one of the things I've discovered is choose the pocket tie first, or the pocket square first, and then put together the outfit. It's my new thing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
We were talking about it with Emma yesterday. We're like, I don't think you've ever come in with one of the same outfits. Have you ever?
No, I'm not going to do that. We don't do that. That's I can at least afford to, put together outfits in a way that's new and interesting and novel.
Wow.
But yeah, the pocket square thing is big. I used to choose outfits the other way around, and then I'd finally be like, oh my gosh, I have like 100 pocket squares, but none of them work with this outfit.
So I have a challenge for you. I don't know if you're up for it, but I think it'd be really cool if every single day you took one picture of your outfit, because over what we've been doing this for 15 months or something like that, like it would have been so fascinating to watch.
I love that. You guys gonna be in on that with me?
Yeah, I mean,
just Good Morning LaLaLand style closet is going to happen. We accept the challenge. We'll have to get an intern for that. Sure, certainly. Why not?
Yeah, we've got 12. What do we need? 13 for?
Well, speaking of, last night at the event, it was a beautiful event at Kipton Lapeer. We were in this beautiful, really swanky room on the main floor, the what was it called? The drawing room. And Rob was going to do an interview, but I told him like before, I was like, I really want to hear your story.
Yeah.
Because we've been friends for 13 years and I've heard glimpses of it, but you actually shared your story last night and it was one of the most touching things because you talked about, being suicidal, and I think so many people have thought about not wanting to live, and it was really super touching. Thank you for sharing that.
I so appreciate you saying that. It's easy, I think, to share in a space where people want you to share, right? And there's not any judgment. So that's part of it. The other thing is I'm so used to telling the story in a snippet version that when it's drawn out, you realize and connect with details that sometimes maybe you forgot along the way. So yeah, it was awesome. So thank you so much for providing a space for that and for providing this incredible spiritual community, Erin, that I just feel is the fruition of a dream you've had for a very long time.
But I really hope that you share it even more with the world.
Yeah.
I really do, because I know you talk. Yeah. You put it, but you never. I've heard your interviews, and you rarely will go into that.
Yeah.
I do like. I think so many people would benefit from you saying your story more.
Maybe I'll dive in deeper. Yeah. I can definitely do that
for sure.
Well, people got tapped into and turned on with your live yesterday as well, queuing you up for the Great Soul Society event. That was really fun.
I appreciate that. I will stick to my story. I've been taking notes from Dr. Erin and Jez Lemoy. You got to check out their stories on your Instagram page. Seriously, they're phenomenal. I'm just trying to keep up. I really am.
I can't keep up with it.
It is a lot, isn't it? The stories and Facebook and Twitter and
Jez
Instagram.
came. Jez was amazing,
I was
beautiful.
There. Well, thank you
always.
so much. It was very fun to be a part of the event. Roxy Magic was there. She was doing her sound bowls. I love the crystal sound baths. I think sound healing is so important. And I wasn't even familiar with what the concept of sound healing was until I started experiencing it through guests on our show just this past year. It's been so transformative. It really has in my life.
It's so true. It's interesting because I had this back issue from squatting. I did squats and I had a little tweak, and it was really painful, to be honest with you. I was having trouble even standing up and walking, and I did the sound bath. You did your invocation, and I felt like I was going to pass out at some point.
Yeah, honestly.
And then I woke up this morning, perfect.
Hey, I said that we're going to create miracles in this room tonight, right?
Not kidding, yeah.
But I was like hypnotized. Like Jess and I were talking about, I was like, I couldn't even, like, she'd do the next bowl, and I was just like, it was literally like I was a hypnotized zombie.
Really incredible. Right? That was one of my favorite parts. You know, the other favorite part I have to highlight is Jez. You sharing your story about your post.
Very important.
Yeah, do you want to share a little bit of the theme again? Because I think it's a really profound one.
Oh, well, thank you, guys. We had talked briefly on the show yesterday about navigating the space between your head and your heart. And that's something that recently I'd really been struggling with. And so I made an Instagram post and I shared that and asked if anybody else was feeling the same way. Not because I was looking for a pity party, but really just authentically wanting to connect and see how people were navigating that space. And someone had slid into my DMs and said, that's not really a good look for you. You probably shouldn't be so vulnerable. You can talk about that after you figured it out because you're supposed to be an expert. And I was kind of heartbroken by that, and I really thought, do I take this down? But turned out it was one of the most engaged posts I'd ever had on Instagram. And I'm glad I didn't listen, but it really brought up an interesting thing on whether we're supposed to present ourselves as the expert once we figured it all out, or if we're supposed to be vulnerable with the journey along the way.
It's such a good question, Jez.
Great
We'd love
question.
to hear your thoughts. DM us.
For sure. I don't think there's any right way of doing it, honestly.
Yeah,
I think
trust
it's
your heart.
Yeah, just being wherever you're at, for sure.
Speaking of right way to do this, so Rob Mack sent us an incredible article from New York Times.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so tragic, in my opinion, because it said that the future of work was wealthy, successful, and miserable.
Yeah.
Who's going to want to go to school and graduate looking forward to that?
It's so true. And it's been an increasingly common phenomenon since 1950 at least. We have 10 times the amount of unipolar depression that we had in 1950. And folks are more miserable, stressed, anxious than ever. It's unbelievable, right?
Well,
so despite life getting better, people feel worse for it. We call it the progress paradox.
And they said now more than ever, people are hoarding their wealth and their privilege, and they're more miserable because of it.
Yeah.
It's talking about a specific demographic, though, right?
Right. Well, right. So mostly folks that make over $100,000, but even more than that.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, if you make $75,000 or more, they generally found that each additional dollar you experience less happiness as a result of that. And you get to a place where you're at about 125, and then you actually dip below that where it's a negative experience. So each dollar means less happiness.
That is so sad because we're all thinking we want to make 6 and 7 figures, and the more money we make, that's signing us up to be less happy, according to this.
Well, yes, and I think to a large extent the point really is that money and power and fame are magnifying glasses, so they magnify what's there. If you're happy already and you get a lot of money and power and fame, you will just increase the happiness in the world and the happiness in your own life.
But 70,000 in LA, that's more like 300,000.
Well,
so let's
yeah.
get that straight
Yeah,
first,
it's
right?
you gotta adjust.
But secondly, I totally agree that I think that we're designed to give back, and I really believe that if we don't have it in flow and give a service, then we're ethically, spiritually out of alignment. So we would become miserable because we're really experiencing ourselves more and more divided.
Oh my gosh,
So,
totally.
yeah.
Did you guys happen to see the article and the interview with Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner?
No.
It's like this huge thing right now. Basically, a lot of professional athletes, some of which I have in my own private practice, are really deeply miserable. And he's highlighting this and pointing it out and saying, hey, we've got to address this stress and anxiety and unhappiness issue that we have in the NBA. But it's all sports.
But I find that so interesting because we talk so much about the mindset, right? And it's crucial to have a positive mindset to really have success. So I'm wondering how these athletes can perform at such an extraordinary level and be so extraordinarily miserable.
Yeah, it's profound.
Great question.
What they do is they are able to channel this flow-like state in moments. They can do it in bursts, but they aren't able to sort of regulate themselves cognitively and emotionally over time. And they don't have a whole lot of self-soothing skills. I mean, really, as an athlete, you're not taught how to self-soothe. You're taught to take all that frustration, stress, anxiety, and channel it for a half hour, an hour, a few hours into this sport. But most of the day does not consist of you being, in a game or in the arena. And so,
yesterday we hold multiple group coaching calls throughout the week, and yesterday was a really amazing, powerful one in that a couple of the girls shared some intense things they're going through, and people were crying tears just because they were relating and just so happy to be in a community where we can share, bond, and know the truth. And I think it's like that. Like, how do you have something that you're giving, whether it be a career or sports or whatever, where you're giving and the universe naturally has it flow back in that kind of giving and receiving? And I think that sports are like that. You have it like the fans and stuff like that. They give a lot, but I think it's so distant. It's like it's not in their specific community. I think that they need to bond more. Maybe you should create something for them where they actually can vent and bond more, just even with their the guys.
Yeah, it's a good point, because that is one thing I think men particularly are challenged with a little bit, is just expressing how they feel and connecting with other guys about that. Well, it's largely cultural. I think part of it's also evolutionary. There's an evolutionary psychology and biology piece to this. But generally speaking, as a guy, you're sort of raised to just tough it out, get through it, man up, and that can have both positive repercussions. You tend to build some resilience, but it also can have very negative repercussions because you don't develop the emotional regulation, the cognitive agility that you need, the self-soothing skills, and so you're not really able to pull yourself out of depression or sadness or frustration. You mostly just drink it away or do other things that are kind of toxic.
Hence, if you're a man, you need to have a conscious conversation.
There you go. With all of us, right?
With either coaching or Soul Society, since you're holding some Zoom calls now.
Yeah. Which is what I love about Soul Society, actually, because it includes both men and women.
There you go.
Right?
And so it is. So let's take a break. When we come back, we have some great guests going to talk about wealth and how they live lives that they love. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to your home for talk. I'm Jezza Moyer, and this is Ever Talk TV, America's first live streaming video talk show platform. This week on Ever Talk, our shows were filled with positivity, enlightenment, insta fame, insta scandals, and binge-worthy conversations. Let's take a look.
Today I'm officially coming out of the closet as a mother. I've never publicly announced it. I've been a model for 15 years, and now I'm finally letting people know I have 2 kids. I have a 16-year-old son, and my 13-year-old son will be 14 in another month and a half. Obviously explaining that I have a 16-year-old, people are gonna be like, wait, how old are you? And I'm under 40, I'm 36. Okay, let's just get that out there.
Oh, wow.
Coming out of the closet again.
You came out twice already today.
I know, oh my gosh.
I hope that our viewers are watching this to realize that when you have a passion and when it pays the bills and you can live a good life and provide for your children, there should be no shame in what you do.
Right, I agree.
So in other news, for those that don't yet know, Kelly's having a baby. Yay! Hiding it so well, by the way. She's so disgustingly slim even when pregnant.
God
Just
bless you.
unfair. But I'm guessing that everything that you learn and your journey through HEAL has had some sort of impact on you becoming a mama?
I've always had this awe and kind of curiosity about how intelligent the human body is.
Okay.
But now I'm just like living in this awe, like I'm creating this human being inside of me. It's wild.
It's crazy.
And to really try, like my women's bodies are designed to do this.
Would you want to do a home birth as well, or?
Yes.
I thought with the squeal that was going to be, oh no. Wow.
I do.
I feel like that's brave.
It is brave.
Wow.
I admire many people that, you know, I get through birth, whatever way you want to do it. There's no judgment.
I was at a casino night last night.
Yeah.
We went to celebrate with Maria Conchita Alonso. We have a special look at some of the video from the event last night.
Than 18 animal foundations. My organization is called VEE Fauna, which means Venezuela Endorses Fauna. It's not a non-profit. So I got together, I united with one that has been a non-profit for 11 years. It's called Luchemos por la Vida, Fight for Life. They have an orphanage where many of their kids have HIV. I thank you very, very much for your contribution, because alone we can't do it.
She's such a love.
Yeah, our love and light to Maria Conchita and all the orphanages she's supporting in Venezuela. You know, it's always great when Hollywood comes together and has a heart and gives back. Visit evertalktv.com for your free 30-day subscription. EverTalk TV, anytime, anywhere. What an incredible week here at EverTalk TV. I'm Jasmine Moyer, and we'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. On Wealth Wednesday, it's so important here for us to celebrate women rising in their success in business and so forth. On Friday, it's National Women's Day as well. And we're really celebrating Lee Broda, who is the founder of LB Entertainment. She's a producer, actress, Israeli, correct?
Yes.
And then she also has a foundation called Women Creating Change. How are you? I love the cape.
Yeah, is it easier to rise with the cape? I would imagine.
Yes, of course it is.
Easy to fly that way.
Right. So tell us a little bit about your personal journey to where you're at now.
I moved here about 12 years ago from Israel, and I moved here to do this, work in entertainment. I started as an actress. I was always a performer, and then I kind of discovered the behind the camera, got into casting and producing. I was producing my own stuff at first, and then started working on bigger projects and as an executive producer and producer. And when I felt I was ready, I started LB Entertainment, which is almost 4 years.
Right, which you've done like 30
over
feature
30 films.
That's amazing.
Wow. Thank you so much. Yes, it's been a great journey. I'm so grateful every day, right? We can't take it for granted, especially.
But what's been the most rewarding part of this journey for you?
The most rewarding, I think, being in a position that I can also choose what's important to me and talk about things that are important, and also work with people that inspire me every day. I think being in that position, it's just something I always dreamed of, and I think being there right now is just, it's so great.
What is most important to you?
I talk about a lot of things, and especially with empowering women and working with women, and also Israel. I feel like I'm carrying this thing on my shoulder that I never volunteered to do as an Israeli, and the image Israel has in the world is not always positive, and I feel like it's our job to make sure people know that yeah, we do amazing things as well, and it's not only about the conflict, and a lot of us really want to live in peace and live together. Yeah.
What do you love most about Israel and its people?
Ooh. We have a chutzpah, which is, I think, what helped me a little bit here in the States.
Everybody needs a little chutzpah,
yeah. You know, and I think it's just a fine balance between being too much and being driven and passionate. But I think it's because we go to the military and we have that training and that maturity that we're kind of forced into.
Wait, do women go to? Okay, I don't know this. I'm a little bit
2 years.
not even. Oh wow!
Yeah,
Wow!
For 2 years, you go right after high school.
What was that like?
I learned a lot. I served as I was doing psychological evaluations, which was about 4 months of a super intense training. But I think a lot of it helped me kind of navigate different personalities as well in the world and people I interact with. But again, you learn how it's not always about you, right? It's not always about what you want to do when you want to do it. You kind of learn how to be part of something bigger.
Right.
So what is your mission with Women Creating Change?
Our 3 main things that we inspire to do are empower women, bridge the community, because it's a group of Israeli and Arab filmmakers, and create collaborations.
Wow.
Community is everything, isn't it?
Yeah, you can never make things alone, I think, especially here in entertainment. You learn that you have to really find your people and people that you want to work with and that think similarly to you. So
obviously you've done so many things, 30 featured films. You're like come from this background. I mean, it's amazing what you've done, and you have a book on poetry. And poetry for me is like one of the lost arts that is just one of the most beautiful things on this planet that we rarely even focus on anymore, or a very small percentage of the population. Tell us about your book.
It's called Whispers from the Moon.
Ooh,
and
I love when the moon whispers.
It's a beautiful cover.
It really is.
So gorgeous.
I worked with an Irish artist that I found. He actually worked with me on Women Creating Change. He helped with the logo, and I wanted to support him. So he created this amazing thing. And yeah, it's divided to 4 different chapters corresponding to the phases of the moon. So full, waning, eclipse, and waxing.
Wow, I love that. Full moon ceremonies are huge in LA and LALALAND.
Oh, yeah.
But we were wondering if you would read us one of your favorite poems in here. Would you?
Because you touched
for a reason.
Because you touched on that on Friday's International Women's Day, and I'm all about women. So I wrote that as a reminder for myself and I think other women, and it's called The Vow. I promise to honor the woman in me, even when poison pours from her lips, searing holes of insecurity into her beautiful skin. I will embrace her deeply, even when regret and past failures echo on the walls of her mind. I will love her fully, even when her heart shrinks in fear and shuts me out. I promise to put her first, heal her wounds of love, the burn marks on her soul from far too many disappointments. I will water her with light, feed her kindness, kiss her scars, bathe her with love, until death do us part.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me
That's so
cry.
beautiful. What was your journey to truly discover your self-love?
Self-love.
In that way.
I feel like this book kind of represents a different side of me because it's very vulnerable and raw. And I feel like what I do in entertainment is it's the business side and the creative side, but I don't get to share myself in that way. And this book kind of took me on a journey. I thought it was done, but it wasn't done until it was really done. And it talks about relationships, romantic and family. I wrote a lot about my mom, which we're very close, and about me being Israeli and the Israeli tradition. But a lot of it is about heartbreak and loss and how you kind of grow from there and find who you are and what you deserve in the world and what kind of is important.
So beautiful.
I love that you end it with "till death do us part," because it's like so true. The one person you can never divorce is yourself, you know. And once you sort of start this friendship with yourself, you begin a sort of a love affair that can never end, right? Would you say that that discovery or cultivation of self-love has sort of set the precedent for all your other relationships that improve the health of those relationships?
It's definitely improved. I think it's always a process. I think I was struggling with certain things about myself that I learned to accept and embrace. And it's kind of interesting because the things I was kind of rebelling against are what make me unique and who I am, and I think kind of stand out at the end of the day. And I feel like we always try to blend in the beginning, and then it's kind of great to kind of stand out. It started with my accent. I tried to sound American for so many years, and when I fully embraced it and realized, like, this is who I am, I think things kind of fell into place. But yeah, in general, I think learning how to love ourselves first is probably the most important thing, and it's always a journey.
Love it. Well, tell people where they can find you and follow you, Dan, and see all your art and get your book.
I have a website, which is libroda.com, that has my book and a little bit about my films and Women Creating Change, the organization as well. We have a website about that, and we have events here in Los Angeles. And then, of course, social media. Libroda, kind of everywhere, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Thank you so much for all you're doing.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Welcome to your home for talk. I'm Jezza Moyer, and this is EverTalk TV, America's first live streaming video talk show platform. This week on EverTalk, our shows were filled with positivity, enlightenment, insta fame, insta scandals, and binge-worthy conversations. Let's take a look.
Today's guest dislikes titles. Although he is an amazing, talented actor and a real-life Viking, he prefers to be valued by how many belly laughs he can get you to have in the shortest amount of time.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin Ziering, and this is the Housewives of Hollywood. You might think you know the Housewives, but it's not rosé all day, Pilates, and finding the best nannies. It's women supporting women, and today I have a very special guest, and we might have to change the name just to Housewives of Beverly Hills for Tori Spelling. Tori, thank you so much for coming on. Oh my gosh, anything for you.
We kind of like having her here.
Yeah, she's like, so much good morning, LALALAND. We've got things to do.
room to your set today.
That's right.
I love that.
So tell us about the proper way to actually taste this wine.
Put it in your mouth.
I love you. That's my kind of winemaker.
LOL. As you can see, we have a lot of fun here at EverTalk TV, and I'm so excited to share this journey experience with you. Visit evertalktv.com for your free 30-day subscription. EverTalk TV, anytime, anywhere. What an incredible week here at EverTalk TV. I'm Jezza Moyer, and we'll see you next time.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome Ms. Mandy Macias to the show. You heard her EP 16 at the top. Now, it is such a good hit.
Thank you so much. It really means so much to me.
So tell us a little bit about what inspired 16.
So 16, I had been 15 at the time when I wrote the song. And I was thinking, like, I've always dreamt of like my sweet 16, the birthday party, what it was going to be like to be 16, and I wanted like this memorable moment to always remember my years like beforehand. So I'd gone out previously with my friend to this little concert in a backyard, and it just really inspired me, and I was like, you know, like this is what it's like to be young, and this is what it's like to be like happy, and like I just never want to forget this moment in this time, and I always want to look back like, oh, when I was 16 I wrote this song, you know, so I wrote 16 about me and my best friend.
So what's the difference between 15 and 16? Just kidding.
I think just you're respected a little bit more in the industry.
Oh,
I think that's a big thing, because when you're 15, they're like, you're 15, you don't really know. But when you're 16, for some reason, it gives you a little bit more of a like sass and maturity. So I think that's really convenient.
And you can drive, but a lot of 16-year-olds aren't getting driver's license anymore with Uber and everything else. It's very different. When I was 16, everyone went the day of 16 and you got your driver's license. So tell us a little bit about your journey now. How's it been?
It's super exciting. I'm having so much fun. I recorded 3 more songs, and I'm going to be releasing one of them March 15th. It's called Be Like That, and I'm super excited. And then also I'm doing a High School Nation tour 2 weeks from now, March 18th through the 22nd. And it's like mind-blowing, because this is my dream, and it's like coming true right in front of my eyes, and it's so crazy, it's surreal.
So who would have known at 16 your dreams would actually be your reality?
If you would have told me this like 2 years ago, I would have been like, ha ha ha, like, you're funny.
So funny, right?
But like, I guess when you put work behind like action, behind ideas and goals and dreams, that's when you'll start to see it pay off. Like, I have a board in my bedroom that's like my 5-year plan, what I want to get done with my career, what I want to do and accomplish. And I feel like those little like tasks you do behind those dreams, like it really makes a difference.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Hopefully soaring out, like selling out stadium tours. Like, that's my dream, and like traveling and meeting different people and like making a difference in people's life with my music.
I love that.
What would you say were the most important action steps you took behind the scenes you might not be aware of? Because I think they all want to accomplish their dreams, and you have a lot to say, I think, about that. So what would you say you did right?
I think focusing on your passion part of it, like instead of focusing on the social media aspect, like first work on what you love, work on the music, work on the instruments, work on the writing, and then when you have all that packaged together, then do a huge social media blast. Because for 2 years I just worked on piano, guitar, and singing and technique and all that, running and singing to get my endurance up, just like all this crazy training. And then in 1 year I did a social media blast, and then it was like poof, like followers were coming because I had content and I had quality content.
It's such a good point too, because we're still trying to get really clear about your passion. When you go on social media, you can easily get distracted from your passion because you're trying to get all these people to approve and like you. So it can be really confusing. So you spent a lot of time just clarifying that purpose and that passion, right?
Yes.
And then you did the social media blast.
Yeah, and it also makes you realize like why you love it, like why it makes your heart beat a little bit faster without feeling like, what if this person doesn't like it? What if I get negative comments on it? It's like you're already proud of it, so you want to broadcast it,
That's fantastic. So when you did the social media blast, is there anything that you discovered or learned that you find or would find helpful for other people?
Really engaging with your audience, even if you don't have a large audience, because those little interactions really like builds a friendship with your followers. And like I know I like no name basis with most of my followers.
Wow.
Yeah, because they all like
That's
DM
a lot
me.
of names. I don't even know.
I'm not all of them, but like the ones that have been with me since like last year, and they always like DM me sweet things like, oh, like keep doing it, and like we love like your music, like stay strong. Like
So
it's just super
how do you
sweet.
deal though with the haters?
Okay, I try to tune them out, but obviously with social media, it's like right in your face. So I just try to like focus on the positive rather than the negative, and then I have like a loving family and supporting team behind me. I have such great mentors, Mikkel Jenkins and my producer AJ. They're all like super positive influences. So whenever I'm feeling like down, I'll just like remember like there's people that believe in me and want me to succeed.
It's huge. It encourages in life, right?
Yeah. Wow.
So tell us about the tour.
Yes, I'm super excited. This is going to be the biggest performance I've done. So I'm going to different high schools each week. So, I mean, every day of the week. And the whole student body is going to be there. So there's going to be 2,000 to 4,000 kids.
That's a lot.
Wow. Yeah, so like thinking about it, it's like making my heart beat faster. But it's sponsored by Hollister and Talkies and like all these really big brands. And I'm just super excited to like meet all these people my age and get to like share my songs with them.
How cool.
What do you want them to remember you for?
Not only like my music, but I guess my kindness. Like I really want to like I don't like the word like fans, like I prefer friends, because I feel like without support and love, it's like there's no purpose to like even share my inner thoughts and my inner emotions with the world,
I love that. The kindness shines through with you.
Oh,
Very quickly. Yeah, definitely. How do you manage your anxiety? So when you get a little anxious about like these 2,000, 4,000 people, you've got Hollister there, how do you channel that anxiety into something that's like positive and uplifting instead of something that's scary?
So on stage, I usually black out. Like, I do not remember
Alter ego
anything.
kicks in.
Yes, I do. I have an alter ego. Her name is Silver. And I always joke that like Mandy's like this normal like teenager who just wants to go watch movies with her friends. And then when I'm on stage, I'm like, what's up? Like,
this is a very
it's a different
common theme.
person.
This is a very common theme with peak performers, particularly entertainers.
Yeah.
They've got an alter ego, and if they don't have one, they often try to develop one.
Yeah.
When did you develop that?
Well, I've always been a little ham, is what my grandma says. I loved being center of attention. I have 5 older siblings, and I'm the baby. So of course I got all the attention, and we would throw like these little fashion shows or like do little dance shows for our parents, and I would be like, no, we're doing it again because I wasn't amazing, and like I would just be super like dramatic about everything, and they would always like be like, who are you? Like, you're not that little kid that was just playing with that toy over there. So then I kind of like, I have this alter ego, and for some reason Silver just like was like her name.
Silver.
I love that.
I love that. So tell people where they can follow your journey.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at official Mandy Macias. That's MandiMacias. I know it's a long name.
And the new single that you're dropping on March 15th.
Yes.
Where can they get it?
You can get it on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, Google Play. I think pretty much any music platforming.
Everywhere the best music is sold.
Yes.
So cool. Excited for your tour.
Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning LaLaLand.
Welcome to your home for talk. I'm Jezza Moyer, and this is Ever Talk TV, America's first live streaming video talk show platform. This week on Ever Talk, our shows were filled with positivity, enlightenment, insta fame, insta scandals, and binge-worthy conversations. Let's take a look.
Today I'm officially coming out of the closet as a mother. I've never publicly announced it. I've been a model for 15 years, and now I'm finally letting people know I have 2 kids. I have a 16-year-old son, and my 13-year-old son will be 14 in another month and a half. You know, obviously explaining that I have a 16-year-old, people are gonna be like, wait, how old are you? And I'm under 40, I'm 36. Okay, let's just get that out there.
Oh, wow.
Coming out of the closet again.
You came out twice already today.
I know, oh my gosh.
I hope that our viewers are watching this to realize that when you have a passion, and when it pays the bills and you can live a good life and provide for your children, there should be no shame in what you do.
Right. I agree.
So in other news, for those that don't yet know, Kelly's having a baby. Yay! Hiding it so well, by the way. You know, she's so disgustingly slim even when pregnant.
God
Just
bless you.
unfair. But I'm guessing that everything that you learn and your journey through Heal has had some sort of impact on you becoming a mama.
I've always had this awe and kind of curiosity about how intelligent the human body is.
Okay.
But now I'm just like living in this awe, like I'm creating this human being inside of me. It's wild.
It's crazy.
And to really try, like my women's bodies are designed to do this.
Would you want to do a home birth as well, or?
Yes.
I thought with the squeal that was going to be, oh no. Wow.
I do. I
feel like that's brave.
It is brave.
Wow.
I admire many people that, you know, I get through birth, whatever way you want to do it. There's no judgment.
I was at a casino night last night. We went to celebrate with Maria Conchita Alonso. We have a special look at some of the video from the event last night.
Than 18 animal foundations. My organization is called VEE Fauna, which means Venezuela Endorses Fauna. It's not a non-profit. So I got together, I united with one that has been a non-profit for 11 years. It's called Luchemos por la Vida, Fight for Life. They have an orphanage where many of their kids have HIV. I thank you very, very much for your contribution, because alone we can't do it.
She's such a love.
Yeah, our love and light to Maria Conchita and all the orphanages that she's supporting in Venezuela. You know, it's always great when Hollywood comes together and has a heart and gives back.
Visit evertalktv.com for your free 30-day subscription. EverTalk TV, anytime, anywhere. What an incredible week here at EverTalk TV. I'm Jezza Moyer, and we'll see you next time.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLaLand. I am so excited because we wake up, show up, and shine just like these three, the creative team behind Lon Parney. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Feeling the jackets, man. Feeling these jackets.
So Lon Parney, tell us, it's a clothing brand, obviously, and tell us a little bit about what it is exactly.
Go on, Michael, you take it away.
So Lon Parney, you know, is a luxury brand. Lon Parney stands for London, Paris, New York, and you know, we came out with this idea in 2017, and I was talking with Lee and David, and they feel the same vibes for the brand, so I was like,
let's take it global. Yeah. Let's take it
So
global.
how would you describe these vibes you're all feeling for the brand?
Just a lot of positivity, to be honest. Positivity, all got the same focus for, you know, the passion for fashion, always like styling people, just generally feeling good energy, and yeah, we thought we could make this work. And here we are.
Before we met Michael, me and David have a jewellery brand in the UK. So we work with Swarovski, and we make a lot of jewellery and we sell it globally. But then we met Michael, who's a celebrity PR in fashion,
And then we kind of like all got together and got excited about a new project. And we was like, why don't we use what we've got and what you've got and create something amazing? And that's what we did.
Fantastic.
So where are people wearing these pieces? Who are their audience and where are they rocking it?
Well, it's not every day. Yeah, people don't go to the supermarket in it. So,
but in Los Angeles,
the gym everywhere.
Come on, tell them who we dressed in the past.
Lil Pump, we did Belly, and Juice WRLD, Young Thug, many celebrities.
And all the hosts of Good Morning LALALAND.
That's right. That's really all you need to say.
You're tapping us up here, right?
Yeah. What would you say is the hardest part, or has been the hardest part, about building this business and building the brand?
The most difficult part is making that connection with the powerful people.
Yeah.
Thankfully, Michael already got the foundations working for us, didn't you, Michael?
Yeah.
But he's worked incredibly hard. Since what age? 16?
Yeah, I was 16
like
when I started.
For 5 years, maybe, at least. Really? And you've made big steps, haven't you?
Yeah, I was, at the beginning, I was a personal shopper and stylist for some soccer players. And then 1 year after, one big brand came, and they hired me as creative consultant. And then I was traveling, I was meeting a lot of people, especially celebrities. And then I was like, how can I turn these contacts in returns, like in revenues? So I was already in contact with a lot of big fashion brands, and yeah, I became celebrity PR and event planner.
So this is so interesting to me, and I'd say that in LA, people are very focused on networking and networking well and networking up, right? So what would you say is the secret to networking well and networking up?
So honestly, I think it's all about learning from the story of every single person. I think this is the key, and always listen at the story of a lot of people, and then you take the thing that you think is
the elements out of
exactly.
it.
I think also a huge part is just being honest.
Yeah.
Being honest, being true. Don't paint pictures. Tell the person what you can do for them. It's literally just an honest world will get you everywhere.
Well, and that's like what I was saying at the top of the show. Fashion speaks. To me, the most important thing is how you show up, how you're presenting yourself. And you can do that and empower yourself through the statement pieces you're choosing.
Yes,
exactly. But they have a story, and I do think people's story, I do agree, I think both, of course, and all the above, but I think that people love to be seen and to want people to hear their story. But what did these pieces specifically, do they have stories behind them?
So, honestly, so Lee had this license with Swarovski.
And we almost felt, how could we evolve making Swarovski into the clothing, but also not just kind of tacky stuff, because there's a limit to what you can do with Swarovski as well as clothing. So one element you could just cluster it out and wow, disco ball, and everyone kind of like loves it. But then also it just looks a little bit too cheap, so we had to find a way that would boost that elegance and that attire. So currently right now we've got the jackets out, we do a lot of different colours, a lot of concepts. As we said, we drop Swarovski in again because it is just amazing. We can do any colours of stonework, and each piece to me has its own personal reason to which person wears it. So certain people may like the blue, that may be a favourite colour.
I love the wings on yours.
Oh, thank you, the embroidery.
Yeah, so,
very cool.
So we've done a lot with the jackets. We've styled a lot of people with these extraordinary jackets, but we've just announced our season 1 collection, but unfortunately nobody can buy it yet. A lot of stores have chosen us, but we physically can't sell any of our clothing until fall winter because the stores have already placed orders, so they will only sell it in fall winter. So it'd be wrong if we started selling it. Right. But yeah, soon enough, in a few months, people can buy more commercial clothing, and like something like this is like $6,000-7,000, but not everybody can afford that kind of cost for a jacket.
Oh,
so,
pennies.
That's right.
Thank
we'll charge
you
the
for
executive
bringing
producer.
a little London, Paris, and New York.
Sure,
We're really excited about it, and we look forward to the new fall-winter collection. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning LaLaLand. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jezza Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network. EverTalk is a platform that offers insight, inspiration, and thought-provoking conversations on positivity, wellness, Insta-fame, and empowerment, all while celebrating the trials and triumphs of those who are truly igniting a change in the world.
I was really surprised and I was really thankful for how well it was received.
That's where your supernatural powers come on. That's where the magic happens. That's where you live heaven on earth.
I was left to research everything on my own because I'm like, nothing else outside of me is helping me right now. I have to figure this out.
When we want folks to be good teammates or to be leaders, you confront behavior, you don't confront personalities.
These talk shows are hosted by your favorite television personalities, celebrity entrepreneurs, and social media superstars. New binge-worthy content is added daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop.
We have a universal sign to say it's okay to take a nap.
Yeah.
Like the universe is saying, please chill out a little bit, you know? So
Right.
we need to listen to that.
Jessamine, you are absolutely beautiful, and you don't have to try at all. It's like I walked in this morning, you're the first person I met, I went, she is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. And
Tell me more.
As you said, pick up the phone, like turn that text, before you turn it into a date, let's turn it into a phone call.
These talk shows are hosted by your favorite television personalities, celebrity entrepreneurs, and social media superstars. New binge-worthy content is added daily with exclusive access to featured products, services, and experiences available to you in the Ever Shop. EverTalk is #community powered, and we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Hot off their tour, over 500 cities. Becky and Robert Hunter are in the house. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You made it all the way to Los Angeles. Wow.
90,000 miles.
Wow.
In 9
Tired.
months.
What is that like?
Absolutely.
Are you tired? A nightmare.
Very.
No, I'm just kidding. It's great.
The name of your tour is Relapse and Revival.
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because you got to drink a lot on the road.
Exactly.
You certainly do. Certainly
Exactly. No, actually, my most incredible, tenacious, unsinkable wife, Becky, was diagnosed 2 years ago with a aggressive form of breast cancer, and as much as I tried to inspire her, she ended up actually inspiring me. And when things were looking bleak, she wanted to see the whole country if it was the last thing that she did. Really had no intention of publishing a book. I dropped everything in Nashville music-wise to spend every second I could with her, but that was what she wanted, so that's what I became determined to do, and here we are. And I credit her with the adventure and the amazing people every single day. At some point during the day, I say to myself, it's the best. She's doing so much better. It's the best decision we ever made. And every single day, I say at some point, this is the worst decision we have ever made.
You actually performed one of the songs with him,
I
though.
do, yes. Yep.
Tell us a bit about that.
So that song is called Don't Want to Lose You, and he wrote that song about the night that we received my diagnosis. And I was 28 at the time, so as you can imagine, that's a pretty frightful thing. And so he wrote that song, and we are donating 100% of the proceeds to the American Cancer Society. We've already sent one check to them and excited to keep doing that. And we sing that song together along
It's beautiful.
It is.
I love it.
What's the name of the song?
Don't Want to Lose You.
Don't Want to Lose
You. Yeah, 100% of the proceeds benefit the American Cancer Society. I'm really, really proud of that. And little known fact about this whole adventure. One, we've been attacked by alpacas. We had to drive the RV down a rail track from a train. We had our brakes catch on fire coming down Teton Pass, but I remain convinced that it's fate.
Wow.
Because in this book, Relapse, I wrote a character who meets and marries a girl after only knowing her a short time,
and she's a professional whitewater rafting guide, and she takes him on this crazy adventure to Maine where everything that can go wrong goes wrong. And like in every love story, even though this is a dysfunctional one, there's these forces pulling them apart, and there's this thing at the end that brings them back together. And even though it's a comedy, it has some heavy subjects, the thing that brings them back together is she gets cancer. So I wrote this book, the manuscript, before I ever met Becky. We got married after knowing each other 3 months. She was a professional whitewater rafting guide at the time. She got her degree at Unity College in Maine. Took me on an adventure where I was left face down in the woods for dead. We were on the brink of divorce, and then she got cancer in real life, just like in the story. So
wow.
Since meeting him, our whole life has been this way. Destiny has just opened the doors.
When we started the tour, Tropical Storm Hunter was sweeping up the East Coast, and
powerful manifester.
Yeah.
In a good and bad way, right?
Yeah.
But in the next book, I'm writing a different ending. We're going to be a Fiji on the next one.
Yeah, when life starts to imitate art, you definitely have to change the art. So what would you say you believe now about life that you didn't believe before the diagnosis, before?
I think the greatest thing is that even 28, you think you've got life ahead of you. You think, you know, you're just starting out, and the reality is that nobody's promised tomorrow. We all need to live life to the fullest. We need to embrace every moment and take advantage of every possibility that you can.
It becomes so cliche to say, you know, live for the now until it really hits you.
Happens.
So, do you mind us asking, how's your cancer?
It's going really well.
Okay,
I'm
good.
cancer-free for 1.5 years now.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
And
much.
we know you have a new single coming out, Northeast, Southwest Bound. Let's talk
Absolutely.
about that.
It's a road song about, you know, missing home, and we had an awesome music video to go with it. That,
If I may say so, it's extraordinary. He's so gifted and talented, and this music video is going to blow people's minds.
she's the sweetest.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And when are you releasing that?
When Richard tells
April
us.
5th.
I don't know. Somebody's going to tell me.
Well, nice. What a great story, you guys. Incredible.
So tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey.
relapseandrevival.com. You can also download his music at iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, any of those places. And again, 100% of the proceeds from Don't Want to Lose You do go to the American Cancer Society as well.
Wow. What a beautiful story. And Richard did make sure we had some of your music.
Oh,
so
cool.
We're going to hear that as we go to break.
Awesome.
Great. Awesome.
Let's listen now.
And you don't wanna see me right now, 'cause God help me work it out. But I don't wanna lose you, I don't wanna lose you now. I don't wanna lose you. Don't lose you. I won't lose you now.
Welcome to your home for talk. I'm Jessamine Moyer, and this is Ever Talk TV, America's first live streaming video talk show platform. This week on Ever Talk, our shows were filled with positivity, enlightenment, Insta fame, Insta scandals, and binge-worthy conversations. Let's take a look.
Today's guest dislikes titles. Although he is an amazing, talented actor and a real-life Viking, he prefers to be valued by how many belly laughs he can get you to have in the shortest amount of time.
Hi everyone, I'm Erin Ziering, and this is The Housewives of Hollywood. You might think you know the Housewives, but it's not rosé all day, Pilates, and finding the best nannies. It's women supporting women, and today I have a very special guest, and we might have to change the name just to Housewives of Beverly Hills for Tori Spelling. Tori, thank you so much for coming on. Oh my gosh, anything for you.
We kind of like having her here.
Yeah, she's like, so much good morning, LALALAND. We've got things to do.
room to your set today.
That's right.
I love that.
So tell us about the proper way to actually taste this wine.
Put it in your mouth.
I love you. That's my kind of winemaker.
LOL. As you can see, we have a lot of fun here at EverTalk TV, and I'm so excited to share this journey experience with you. Visit evertalktv.com for your free 30-day subscription. EverTalk TV, anytime, anywhere. What an incredible week here at EverTalk TV. I'm Jasmine Moyer, and we'll see you next time.
What a wealth of guests today, wealth of inspiration, and wealth of wisdom on this Wealth Wednesday. Question for each of our guests is, what is true wealth to you, and what makes you feel most wealthy in your life?
Good one. Oh my God. I think inspiration to me, and kind of abundance always feels like when I have that, everything else kind of falls into place. When my mindset is there, I feel like life is really aligned and everything's good.
Oh, love it. Thank you.
Wow, yours is great inspiration. Wow. I would say mine is like love. And I find most of my wealth and my love from my family and my parents and my siblings. I just love them all so much.
Awesome.
I was going to say that one. But I have to say, to follow that, I would say the support of those that love you and are there to help you as you follow your dreams.
Stories. It's the stories. Like, we were in Vegas and I stayed up, our whole operation stayed up for 3 straight days. It's like, you know, you're going to forget someday being tired, but you're not going to forget the stories, the moments, the people you share it with.
Speaking of stories and moments, you've got a show coming up at the Whiskey A Go-Go, right?
Yes, we do.
Tell us about it.
We're going to rock the house like we do every day.
All you need to know.
3 days.
Right.
Non-stop.
For more information on the date and time, obviously visit the website.
RelapseandRevival.com.
Great.
Perfect.
To me, I would definitely say wealth is health. Not being just personally, I think for anybody, to wake up a day and just to shine a bit of light to somebody, breathe a little bit of oxygen, wealth is health.
Love the accent.
Yeah.
I know.
So I would say energies and experiences. Yeah, because you know experiences teach a lot, teach how you can grow. So I think energy and experiences.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm with David on the health is wealth, but also our 2 children. You know, that's the be all and end all. Yeah. Family.
Surprise.
London, Paris, New York to La La Land. We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And you can listen to all these interviews, also available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. You guys have a beautiful Wealth Wednesday. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and have a great, great day.
It's going to be a Good Morning La La Land. We'll see you at the Whiskey.